The Walking Dead season finale aired on Sunday night.
And it's finally over, and we can all watch other shows
That's
now.
it. They solved it. They killed all the zombies.
They beat the zombies.
No, not even close. It
was all a dream.
Yeah, it was another cliffhanger ending, which is sort of what fans are used to at this point, which is odd because I think if you're on board for this show and you're still there, you don't really need the thing to keep, like, a cliffhanger ending feels very season 1, season 2, season 3 of a show, but to do that at the end of season 6 is kind of like, hey, dude, like, I'm here. I wasn't going anywhere. Like, I'm here. Don't worry. I'm sticking around.
I bought the shirt.
So 2 weeks in a row, there was an off-screen, painful sort of either a death or a gunshot or a bludgeoning.
Somebody fell over.
Yeah.
You couldn't really tell.
You couldn't tell.
It was a noise, really. Just
blood splatter, fade to black, credits. The difference between 2 weeks ago and this week was that there is a 6-month break between this and the next one, meaning that there are a lot of angry fans. Go look at the downvotes on YouTube if that's a barometer for anything, and realize that people just don't really want that. But at the same time, I don't know what people are really expecting, because this is a show that was pitched from the jump by Robert Kirkman as a show that didn't have a beginning, because he never really wanted to explore how the zombie apocalypse happened.
But then they started doing
They started doing that a little bit with the CDC stuff. But it also, he never pitched an ending, which is very odd, because you can't, I mean, I don't want to get into spoiler territory with iZombie, but when you guys started talking about this show and the writers came up with it, did they envision a way this show could end?
No.
Really?
No, they did.
Oh,
they've got a few ideas.
They got a few ideas
since day one, and depending on how many seasons we'd get,
Right.
whether we'd reach that point or when we could pull that trigger and go there, or
So, and that's a big part of it too, right? It's like ratings come into play, and they could say, ratings are down, you guys get 1 more season or 2 more seasons, and then they truncate their version of the writer's vision, and they go, well, this is what the new ending looks like based on the time period we have, which is something like Hannibal had to deal with, right? I don't know if you watched that.
Yeah, you got to just get to your point quicker, because it's not going to be around for
They were like, we wrote the long version, the short version,
Yeah.
and the really tiny version. But for The Walking Dead, it's immensely popular, so there's no end in sight.
It's CSI.
Yeah, it's CSI or WWF or even
Because
The Simpsons.
they're even doing like CSI spins off, right?
Yep.
And they got Fear the Walking Dead, which is the LA Walking Dead. I'm sure they'll do
Which
a New
is-
Orleans Walking Dead or a
Which I
a
think
New
we all
York.
thought was them picking up the pen and moving it back to the very beginning, to where we're like, now we're going to learn how the virus started. Nope.
It's just, it's based
It's
in
more
just
about-
another city,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
People are just slightly less rotted. I think they just wanted to save money on makeup budget.
On the prosthesis, yeah.
So, will The Walking Dead ever end? Is this a show that could just go? Could our grandchildren be watching season 40 of The Walking Dead?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I mean, they have to renegotiate contracts soon. I'm sure they're approaching their 7th year. I think with most shows, you're signed for a 7-year deal from the start, from your pilot.
Right.
And you're locked in. Now, Norman Reedus, everyone, they get to renegotiate on their 7th season. And that's going to change a lot with how expensive the show becomes and who wants to stay and who wants to leave. And
Well, yeah, but if you look at something like The Simpsons, there were the strikes from the voice actors being like, we want more money. And these were integral characters they had to bring on. But The Walking Dead, if you ask for too much money, they can kill you.
I think a couple are safe though, right?
Really?
I think isn't people say Daryl Dixon's the Boba Fett, even
Oh,
though he
yeah,
was in
yeah.
the Sarlacc pit. I don't know, it's a bad example, but he's that character that took off, that you're getting a huge fan base just purely because of that character. I think he could hold them over a barrel.
Yeah, you're right.
Whereas with The Simpsons, I mean, Troy Baker could have probably done everyone's voice. So there was no point negotiating.
Let's probably try that out, see what he does with that.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So anyway, that's our answer. I guess The Walking Dead might never end. So if you like that show, stick around.